How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with the new video. So I ended up getting the stupid Sunfire Silver Surfer update because he was under retail. He was like 25 as opposed to the 27.99. And I was like, well, pinless. I'm just gonna get it for the video, and he is very shiny. I will give it that. But like other than that, it's not really an upgrade. I'll talk about it more in the video. But regardless, here is the mini comic Silver Surfer. So yeah, with all that being said, let's just get into it. Taking a look at the top of the box, it says Marvel Legends up in the corner, the Silver Surfer comic accessory. What a waste of an accessory, but it is what it is. This is the mini comic wave. And he is shiny, he is pinless, but those are about the only improvements on this figure. It's still on that horrible Sunfire buck, which I just made a video about, so check that out. On the back, Marvel Legends series, we get that comic book cover up in the corner, which is a cool looking cover. It's Silver Surfer #1, the origin of the Silver Surfer. And then we get the rest of the wave, Marvel's Beast, Daredevil, Silver Surfer, Phoenix, Black Widow, and Feral. And there is a blurb. It's very small, but we're gonna read it. The Silver Surfer #1, the Sentinel of the Space Waves, reflects upon his transformation from Norrinrad into the Herald of Galactus and his banishment to Earth. So with all of that being said, like I said, at least he's shiny, right? I'm so disappointed. It's supposed to be over Renew Your Vows. Alright, so in order to preserve the card, you're going to want to just kind of make sure you don't crease or tear anything. And then you should get him out without hurting the card back at all, so there you go, minus a set of hands. I mean, I'm glad he has the holding hands for board posing, but if you have the old Silver Surfer release, that's where you have to get those like flat hands. I mean, not flat hands, those power hands where he's like, whoa, like 11 from Stranger Things. Also, check out my Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 1 review. Alright, I will admit he does look good on his surfboard. He is very shiny. Like I said, he's got that hand for holding the comic, but it really works well for holding the surfboard and getting him into more surf-accurate poses. So I do like that, but it is just complete reuse of the same body, which is the Sunfire body, and I'm so tired of seeing that because Renew Your Vows would have added that much more articulation for a character like the Silver Surfer, which is something that he needs. And the other day, I had someone in the comments on my Sunfire video, like I said, go check that out, arguing about how it's okay for Hasbro to reuse the same mold over and over and over, and how, oh, they can't use Renew Your Vows because if they're using it somewhere else, then they can't use this. Then tell me how they released Phantom Rider, Silver Surfer, Iceman, all in the same book, in the same span of months. That means they were going into production at the same time. Like, you can't make this stuff up, folks. People just like to defend Hasbro, and it's like, why? They make more money than you'll ever see in your life. And because of people like me who just keep buying their stuff. But I'm also a reviewer, so there's that extra layer to it. And I am a pinless snob at this point, so I want everything to be pinless. But using this Sunfire buck once again for such an iconic character known for like posing up like Spider-Man, like, you know, someone very agile and very capable of doing poses, he's still too limited for a surfer. Renew Your Vows would have been perfect, and last I checked, there wasn't very many bucks coming out on the Renew Your Vows body, so that mold was free and clear to use. So people just like to give Hasbro these excuses, and it's like, why? Do they pay for you to defend them, or do you just want to be that guy that's like, oh, don't bully the billion-dollar company? No bully. I don't know, but regardless, does he look nice? Yes. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. There's a lot of stuff, well, mainly one thing that should have been done with this figure. And he does have a new head. He does have the Galactus HasLab head sculpt rather than the older Silver Surfer head sculpt. But, you know, that's the only change other than being pinless. And also he has one less set of hands and one less set of accessories, which we'll go over in actual accessories. But yeah. Checking out his height, he stands at about 6¼ inches, which is to be expected. It's on the Sunfire body. They all measure out about that. Now we'll go over the articulation. And he is a little cold, but head sculpt goes forward that far. Actually, nice range of motion there. Backward, that far, so you can definitely get his head back for a surfing pose. His shoulders come up 90 degrees, and you can see like these butterfly joints are so sunken in. I don't have an older Sunfire to compare it to, but I'm sure that that's mold degradation and stuff, because these shoulders always sit so low. We get a bicep cut, pinless double elbows, which are also very tough, so maybe you should heat yours up. I'm not going to do it. Of course, we got pegs at the wrist, legs come forward. Renew Your Vows had drop down hips, and that would avoid it hitting on this side, so we don't get very far to the side. He can kick his own butt, which is nice. Thigh cut, boot cut, ankle rockers, all that stuff. So standard Sunfire, Marvel Legends, articulation, blah. Not articulated enough for the Silver Surfer. Really disappointed with that decision, but what can you do? It's Hasbro. They're gonna Hasbro. Alright, now going over the accessories. So first of all, surfboard. This is the new one. This is the old one. Of course, slightly more shiny, but they're the same mold. They even have this little mold mark on them the same, but this is a different, less shiny silver. Like if you had a spare Renew Your Vows and you knew how to paint, you could probably strip it apart, sand it down, spray paint it with some super shiny silver spray paint, and then matte clear spray that, and you would have the perfect Silver Surfer, but who am I to say? But yeah, surfboard, exactly the same, other than a little bit of sheen to it. Then of course we get the stupid mini comic, which the print on them is nice. It's interesting that they're able to do it that small, but so we need this when we could have had an extra set of hands. Because it's nice we get these grabbing hands, because we get 2 of those. So he can grab his surfboard and do more poses. We also get 2 fists. He's got one on, so I'm only going to show one. And then we get these 2 right here. But the other Silver Surfer came with fists, surf pose hands, and these hands. So I guess I'm going to have to keep these ones when I sell my... I'm selling a couple Legends together after I replace them, so I'm going to keep these hands, and I'm going to keep these power effects, and I'm just going to sell my Silver Surfer in a lot, and, you know, mark a couple bucks off, and that's how I go. But these came with the Walgreens one, so you get extra stuff there, like Power Cosmic. I know they're old effects, but they're nice, they're sparkly, they're a yellow plastic, and then you get these kind of wall crawling hands, but for the Surfer, they're needed. So we're going to keep those with him now, and... then we get into, that's all the accessories, right? Yeah, then we get into comparisons. First, for scale and comparison, here he is next to the Walgreens exclusive Silver Surfer, and you can see how much shinier he is. That's probably the best part of this figure. And of course, like I said, they do have different head sculpts. The new one has the Galactus HasLab head sculpt, and the Walgreens one has the older head sculpt that they've used multiple times. I do like the Galactus one better. It is a better looking figure, but that's only in aesthetic and not in composition. So like, same body, deducted points. It's Hasbro being lazy, regardless of what other people like to say. Oh, let's make excuses for Hasbro. Let's not. Let's buy our stupid plastic, have our complaints, and let Hasbro know they need to do better. How about that? Here he is next to Fantastic Four, She-Hulk, and Captain America. Here he is with Wolverine and Storm, Destiny and Rogue. I did try to get more Fantastic Four characters, but the second I pull one of them, my whole shelf is going to collapse. So I'm not going to put myself through that right now. And then lastly, with Marvel Universe, Galactus, not the HasLab. He's big enough for me. There's no way I can swing that HasLab right now. So with all that being said, y'all, is it worth upgrading your Silver Surfer? Only if you really want to, if you prefer pinless, because probably the best we're going to get for a while. I can't see them re-releasing another Silver Surfer this close after Fantastic Four with Shala Ball, and then now this one. So probably the best we're going to get for a while. Hopefully one day we get him on the Renew Your Vows with the same shiny plastic. Knowing Hasbro, they would release him on Renew Your Vows and make him that swirly, marbly looking plastic. So it's probably the best we're going to get for a while. So I'm going to say if you want it, go for it. But it is not an upgrade. It is just a lateral movement to pinless, essentially. So yeah, if y'all like this video, go ahead and smash like. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you're new here, welcome. become a channel member for 99 cents if you want to support the channel further. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Agree, disagree. And it's fine to disagree, but if you come off and be like, let me explain something to you. First of all, that sounds pretty misogynistic, and I'm not going to appreciate that. Secondly, I don't need an explanation about toys in the toy industry. I know what I'm talking about. So regardless of what Hasbro's told people and what Hasbro says, those are called excuses, and everybody has them. Just like opinions. So if your opinion is not at all coming off twisted, go ahead and comment down below. I will reply sometimes. But I'm always up for discussion. So yeah, comment, let me know what you think. Keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ community. If you're protesting, be extra super duper safe. I love y'all. I will see you next time, and bye-bye.
Blessings at the top, wandering falls to a well-grown up. Hold our clothes with being red for once they live. Next comes down. Take my hand, take a stand, spread the message across the land.
Return to
Found a mythical Walmart end cap.
Ah, Morty, you're still watching this crap, isn't this? To review figures and toys and stuff, aren't you a little old for toys? Ah, jeez, Rick, you know, I don't think you should call her a bitch, and I kinda like her videos, so maybe you should shut the f*** up. Q, Morty. Q.